back to my channel. Today I am going to make a card using the circle background A2 die set, and I'm also going to be using the Sending You Lots of Love word die. And I'm gonna make a shaker card. I think this will be nice with the hearts, and this die also comes with, let me grab that. This die also comes with this little heart die set, and I think if I cut out some of these little hearts and use them as shaker pieces in these circles, I think that would be really cute. So I did do a video on this not too long ago where I made a penguin shaker card. So if you recall this one, I'm going to make something very similar to this. And I will also link that video below if you're interested in watching it. But I'm going to use this die set, and notice how I taped, just with some washi tape, these two layers together. So you have your outside layer and then you have the circle inside layer. So those two need to be layered together in order to cut what looks like this, okay? So, and the reason for doing so, for taping those, is because I'm cutting out several of these cardstock pieces and I want to make sure that they are all the same exact size. So to make a shaker card, I'm just layering up some of this cardstock. So I cut 1, 2, 3, 4, I cut 5 pieces on the powdered sugar using this die set. And then I am just going to take this tape off of here, and I'm going to only use the outside rectangle, and I'm going to cut the background piece. And I'm using this really pretty heart paper, and this comes from the Adore collection paper pad. So I'll link that as well. So I'm going to cut the rectangle out with that. So I'm making confetti using this heart die, and I'm just running that through my die cut several times because I'm going to need a lot of it for the shaker bits. So I've already got several pieces here, as you can see. All right, so next we're gonna just add, we're gonna start adding our acetate. So we're gonna take one of our circle layers and we're just gonna add some glue over the top of the die, making sure that you are getting all over, around the circles. And when you do this, make sure it is a glue that dries clear, just in case any seeps out. Okay, so add my glue. I'm going to take a piece of acetate. This is just a piece of packaging from one of the stamp or die sets that I have. And I'm just going to add that directly on top and press that down really well. And then I'm going to come in with my scissors. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm just going to trim off what I'm not using. So just trim off the excess acetate. All right, next I'm going to come in with the rest of my layers. I'm going to start with just a cardstock layer, and I'm going to add some glue along the top. And again, all the way around the circles. And this cardstock layer is going to, these are going to help build up so there's room for the shaker pieces to shake. So I'm going to add another layer on top. This layer is not the acetate layer. It's just another piece of the die cut that was cut out. All right, and then those two pieces are going to be adhered to the top of this rectangular heart-shaped piece. So you're going to turn that over. Turn the two die cuts over that you adhered together and add glue to the back side. And I know I said earlier to die cut 5 of these, but you may be able to get away with 4. So decide where you want, how you want your orientation. So if you want the smaller circles up top, or if you want them down below and you want the bigger ones up top, figure that out before you adhere. Okay, and then you're just going to press down, making sure it's even. Okay, and I'm just gonna see if I put some of these pieces in here, I just wanna make sure that it's thick enough that they are gonna shake around. So let's see what happens. I'm just gonna lay this piece on top. And I just wanna see if I shake this, are they gonna move? And if they're gonna move, then I should be okay. All right, so go ahead and start adding your shaker bits. Make sure that the circles inside are clean. There's no little dust particles in there. And when you add these, make sure that you're adding them so that the clean side or the embossed side, because that little die does have a little bit of embossing in it on some of these, like there's a little circle in the middle of that. On some of them. So just make sure that the finished side is facing up. All right, so I went ahead and added my hearts, and you can add as many or as little as you like. Excuse me. We're going to add some more glue. And this time we're adding it to the top, making sure that you're getting in within these circles. Okay, and just do one more double check and make sure that everything is flat and the finished part of the heart is facing up. I'll add another one in there. And then make sure that your acetate piece is in the right direction. So make sure all the circles are going to line up. And then you're just going to add it to the top of this base. Okay, and then you have some wiggle room to move it around, making sure you get these circles just right. And once you have it, just press down. Okay, and there's my shaker piece. Okay. All right, now we're gonna go start putting this card together. All right, so we have an A2 size card base, and that is, again, A2 in size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I have my strawberry cardstock, which is gonna layer directly on top of that. And that is gonna measure 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So let's go ahead and add that. Okay, we need to do one more thing to this shaker piece, and that is to add the finished layer on top. So we're gonna come on top of this acetate piece and add more glue to the white area, making sure you don't get any glue within those circles, because that's gonna show through the card. And kind of go light on the glue, making sure you don't have any clumps so it doesn't seep into the circles. Okay, and we're gonna add the finished piece over top of the acetate. Okay, and that's gonna go directly on top. All right, so we'll go ahead and add glue here. Isn't that super cute? All right, now we're gonna add our sentiment. All right, so I die cut this out of the strawberry cardstock, the Sending You Lots of Love, and I put some tape on the back, and I'm just going to add this to the bottom. And I'm just trying to make sure that the word love is just lined up here at the bottom, and from there, I can add the rest. And if you're doing a card like this, make sure that your sentiment, like I have it here, that you are adding the double-sided adhesive, because if you end up having to add glue to the back of this, the glue is going to end up seeping out of the letters and it will end up coming on the front of this card. So, and your acetate will end up being a mess. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to put a little bit of glue on that though to leave that, to put that down. Okay, and then I have some hearts here that I am going to die cut this heart die out of some of the mint chip, the green cardstock, just so that I can add some contrast to that. So I'm just gonna die cut these hearts. And then I'm going to add them to the tops of these. So I'm gonna see which hearts match up, and then we'll add those. And that will need to be added with a little bit of glue. So something else that I want to do is, because as I look at this, it's kind of, I didn't want to add the shadow layer because I didn't want to block all of this see-through area. So, but now that I'm looking at it, it is a little bit hard to read. So what I did is I took the Sending You Lots of Love die cut and I die cut it in the powdered sugar to get the inside pieces of these, I don't think that one goes there, of these words. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to take those inside pieces and just add them back in the white. And this way, this is not, it's not an entire layer underneath the word like the shadow layer. It's just, you know, putting a few pieces here and there just to make it a little bit easier to read. So you can still see the background in here, but I'm just gonna like cover in some of those O's. See, does this one fit there? And so forth. So just gotta match up these pieces as to where they go. That one fits there. So I think that's good enough. I don't think we need to add any to the ends. We can leave those alone, but I think that just adds just a small little touch where you can actually see it a little bit better. So I think that turned out pretty good. Next, I took a piece of ribbon and I just tied it in a bow. And I'm going to just add this just right here up at the top using my glue gun. So I just add a little bit of hot glue. All right, so I just added a few hearts to the inside. And that completes this card. I think that turned out super cute with the shaker bits, sending lots of love, and the little accent hearts here, and the ribbon. It turned out really, really cute. So if you have any questions, comments, please let me know. And until next time, bye-bye.